couple of minutes, you just got to listen to my crap. I get a lot of questions on if you're taking the Series 6, this SIE, the 63, the 7, 66, 65, whatever you want to take, whatever you're taking, this channel will be the best resource for you to use. Now, the question I get all the time in these lives, and I'm trying to save some time so people don't have to hear the same thing over and over again. I love your questions, but this will help you. Is I'm taking the test tomorrow, next week, whatever. What do I do? I answer this all the time. Totally cool. We're good. But let's get into this a little bit. Now, if you're taking it tomorrow, get off. I love your views. Just get off. I don't need them that bad. I'd rather get some sleep. Go watch my quick and dirty on the video on the quick and dirty, and go from there. Get some sleep. Get up. Take this thing like a bad bitch. Take it like a savage. Don't look back. Beat the crap out of it. You have the confidence to beat this thing. Okay. Now, if you're taking it after tomorrow, say you're taking it in 2 days, no testing tomorrow. If you really need to, and your boss makes you, then do short quizzes. Nothing big. Nothing that's going to rattle your brains. Just maybe shake the cobwebs off. Tomorrow should be if you're taking it, anytime after tomorrow, the day before should always be adding knowledge. Watch videos, read chapters you're weak on, do little tiny quizzes, but you should be adding knowledge and done right around dinner time. Maybe if you're taking in the afternoon, maybe a little later, but really tomorrow's not a tax your brain stuff. It's really add stuff, go over acronyms. I have videos that cover last minute stuff, all that stuff. And now let's say you're taking it beyond 2 days from now. You want to take a final every morning, or try to match it to the time you're taking it on the test, right? Take a final every day, and then anything you score, review it in detail, wrong and right answers. You got to learn from the right ones. Make sure you got them right for the right reason and wrong for the wrong reason. Could be dumb mistakes, right? Or just lack of knowledge. Go back and then review it. Anything under 75 or under 70, you want to reread or watch a video on, and rinse, repeat. Don't tax yourself too much. Don't go crazy. Look, I'm not a fan of more than one test a day, but some firms require 2 or 3 a day. You got to do what you got to do. Okay. It's not going to hurt you. Just remember the third test of the day will almost always be a lot worse than your first two. I mean, your second one will drop. Third one, I mean, after 400 questions, 500 questions, you can't be at the same place. So don't stress yourself over that. Just the last one, kind of mail it in. But most of the time is getting used to just reviewing everything. Also, start getting a good night's sleep right away. You want to get in the habit. You don't want to be up till midnight every night, and then 3 days before the test start changing your pattern. No, I do that. If I'm up at 3 o'clock one night and I sleep late the next day to like 8 or so, or 9, because I'm old, I don't sleep late. I screw, and then I'm up till 3 o'clock every night. And even if I try to go to bed early, I'm staring at the ceiling. I got to put an audiobook on, or I can't go to sleep. So start your pattern early. Now, remember, the night before should be relaxing. Go out to dinner. Do whatever you have to do to relax, whatever floats your boat. If it means being strapped up and whipped, I don't care. Whatever works for you, works. Okay. Those are the two things. That's what the most common question I get is, what do I do if I'm taking the test? So hopefully this solves it so I can work on other stuff. Okay. Now, remember something. I'm here to help you. Ask questions on anything. I have a couple of things I have, right? So I have the Facebook groups, Series 65, 66 exam group, super supportive for those exams. Then I run, I'm a moderator on the one, but on this one, I run along with Michael Weiss, who's a great tutor, by the way, Series 7 exam, tutor.com, and I'm series7exam.org. I just messed them up. I'm very expensive. He's about half the cost, but he's really good. If you go to the Facebook group, super supportive community, unbelievably supportive community. It's unbelievable. There's about almost 4,500, 5,000 people in there. A lot of supportive people. It's called FINRA Exam Prep with help from Capital Advantage Tutoring. The most supportive group they have a chat room going. They start study groups, which are magic, all that stuff. Anyway, come on. You know what? Enough of this. Ken, let's get on. Hey, welcome to Ken's live Q&A. Hope everyone's doing well. I like to do that to get it out of the way. So this way so anyone who has questions is saying, I'm taking the test tomorrow or a week from now, just go watch the beginning of this live. Okay. I hope everyone's doing well. Let's find the chat. Okay. What? Okay, here we go. Okay, let's get on from the beginning, baby. Emily, how are we doing? Yanni. Samens. Okay. Same, just watch my video. I just said, boom, just watch what I did. Okay. Benjamin, that's awesome. Congrats. That's awesome. It's a great feeling to bang this shit out, right? Remember the deal. If I die, you got to make that shit viral, right? Okay. Okay. I think we're doing well. That's awesome. Okay. So hope everyone's doing well. That's awesome, Benjamin. Okay, hold on. Felix, thank you very much. Okay, Ian, you got to maybe if you're taking it on the 18th, maybe do a little reading. Do some maybe go back and read some of the lower sections. If you pull in 60s on Notman, it says Notman, right? You said Notman, right? Yeah. So maybe go back and reread the lower sections. I do think they tell you where you're getting lower and stuff like that. So that's worth doing. Okay. Hold on. Emily, Emily, I'm looking for your email right now. And Cassia, I hope you're watching this and hope you got done with chapter 2. Okay. Okay, let me get on this. Let's see. Ryan, how are we doing? Sergio, I like Edward Jones. If you can get a job with them, they're good. I mean, I think their salary at first, and then they start weaning you off that. But I heard they're super, super supportive. Really, Rachel, that's awesome. I'm happy to help you. That's awesome. Okay. Sergio, it's not that much. I have a couple of videos on the new stuff, but it's not that big a deal. I mean, there's not a lot of new stuff, right? You might have to learn about SPACs or the stuff to protect the older people, the specified adults, maybe a little crypto stuff, but most people who've taken it before and after the exchange haven't seen a lot of different stuff. So don't worry about the different stuff too much. I have a playlist on that. They cover it. There's a lot of stuff out there. I think most vendors have an addendum for the new stuff. What vendor are you using? And again, it's not enough to fail you. Like if you took it in May versus now, you probably may see one question. Really. So don't worry about that too much. Okay. Yeah, Emily, I've got him up. I'm going to work on him tonight. Okay. What do you think, Facebook user? You're killing it. God, I don't have anything to drink. That's awesome. But yeah, no, you're good. You're solid. You're in a really good place. Seriously. You shouldn't worry about this. If you're scoring 80s and Piss Perfect and achievable on STC 90s, you're ready for the 63 as long as you take your time. Melissa, just keep reading. I mean, what does all over the place means, right? Some people think all over the place is 75, 72, 78. That's not all over the place, okay? That's just in a range, okay? If you're passing, that's what matters. Anything that's low, maybe what you do is anything that's kind of low, reread the section. There's not much else you can really do. I mean, you just got like anything you're low on, just reread the section. That's probably your best bet. Okay. Anika, how are you? Emily, I got your questions teed up, by the way. Okay, Ryan, reread the section. You keep looking at. Okay, I don't know. It must be allergy season. So I have an analyst class. I'm teaching the 63 today. I've been up since like 5 a.m. Okay. Your scores are good, Ryan. If you want to move those things up, I don't know how much they are on the test, but go up. Just start rereading the section. That's the only thing you can do. Literally, the only thing guys, if you have a section that's hurting you, what's my answer every time? Read the section. Watch the video. That's really where you are. Do more questions. That's really where it comes down to. And remember, some of these questions, the vendors are really, really detailed where you actually understand it, but because of the stupid tricks they're pulling, you may not get it. So don't worry about that too much, okay? At one little section hurting you, unless it's like options or something, you're probably going to be fine, okay? Boom, that's awesome. That is great. It's perfect. Bianca, first test is 69, and you got, what, 2 weeks to go? You're in rock solid. I'm just making some gross noises here. Haley, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. That's awesome. Keep at it. Just keep watching the videos. Keep doing this stuff. We'll talk about fulcrum fee. Yeah, okay. Don't be nervous. Mia Rosa, don't be nervous. You got this, okay? Don't be nervous. You gotta make sure if you're passing your exams, you should be fine. Make sure between now and Friday, make sure that you go over investment risk, customer, and what the register can and can't do. Those are so important. That's fine. Look, you're doing well. That's fine. Anything. Look, if you can get yourself up into the high 60s on Kaplan, you're in good shape. Okay. A clone fund. Hold on, I'll get to that. Okay, we can work on that. Yeah, I think maybe it is 5 years and they start weaning you off, right? Okay. I'm just trying to get through some of this stuff. Okay. See if anyone passed. It's early, Rachel. It's early. Don't worry about it. Okay. It's early, early, early. Don't worry about it. You still have 3 weeks. It'll stick. I promise you it'll get there. Paola, we're gonna knock this thing out. Just take your time. You got 2 days. Boom. Okay. Yeah, Charlie, we'll talk about that stuff. Okay. Yeah, you. Okay. If they're watching, they're gonna know, Sergio. Why didn't you just pay for it? Okay. Okay. So Facebook user, you're in the right range, right? You're in the right range. 76, 79. 76 to 79 is solid. You're good. Okay. Okay. So let me get up to this. Let me see what I can do with Emily's questions. If it's not an exam, I'm not going to talk about it. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's some gross ass shit. Okay. Hopefully, everyone can read that. If you're on your phone, you may have to zoom in a little bit. Okay. Where are we? I want to get it up. Everyone take a chance to read that. Okay. Hopefully, you can read that a little bit. Julie from Cause, thank you very much for joining the option stuff. You won't regret it, I promise you. Okay. Let's see if I can make this bigger. There we go. Okay. Okay, that's good. I can see the chat on this side. Okay. Morgan Peace is really recently opened an account. Okay. They have 100 shares at 12, 120. So that's what, 12 grand or something like that. So that means you're putting down 6 grand. So the question is, how low can a stock go? This is not what is minimum maintenance. If they said this is for the Series 7, guys. If they say what is minimum maintenance, then you would just do whatever 25% of 12,000 is and be like 3 grand or whatever. They're not asking that. They're saying at what market value. They're saying at what market value do you hit minimum maintenance. And this is pretty easy. All you do is you take the debit, which is going to be 6 grand. Now, how do we know it's 6 grand? Because we buy 12,000 in stock, 100 times 12. We have to assume that it was in a margin. It says margin account. So we assume we're going to deposit 50%. So 50% of that 6 grand. So if we deposit 6 grand, we borrow 6 grand. That's our debit balance. So to find out how low the stock can go, we just do debit divided by 0.75. That's going to work out to like $8,000. And then you just divide that by the 100 shares, right? Yeah, I mean, in reality, you could probably just do 60, which is half. So whatever the debit balance is, you divide it by 0.75, and that gives you how low the stock can go before you hit minimum maintenance. That's literally all it is. Okay. Okay, let me go back to this. Let me do one thing first. Okay, that's fine. So instead of wasting time, I wanted to make sure that there are questions you can get on the test. Anyone who's taking the test in the next few days, go watch the beginning of this live, because I spent a whole 4 minutes on a video talking what you should do over the next couple of days. That's literally it. And then if you're taking a test where I have a quick and dirty, the 7, the SIE, the 63 or 66, watch that stuff the day before. Okay. Now, which of the following choices represents a profitable strategy for a technical analyst? Remember, technical analyst, they look at prices, trends, patterns, support, resistance, and stuff like that. So if you think about this, so we look at A would be fundamental. Buying puts on stocks with high earnings per share, that'd be fundamental. That's not technical. Okay. D, buying puts on stocks with high PE ratios. That's also fundamental. Okay. So that's not really going to be the thing. Okay. Now, the next part is we have to go between B and C now. Okay. Buying, so we have to think about this. So there's resistance on the top and support on the bottom. Resistance is where the stock is hitting, like it's say the stock trades within a range of 50 and 60, 50 and 60, 50 and 60. And it heaps 60. The 60 is a resistance, it's going to stop, it's going to keep going down when it gets up there. And when it gets down to support, I have a whole video on this, it's going to start bouncing up. So you would buy when it gets to support and sell when it gets to resistance. But if it breaks through resistance, okay, you're going to think it's going to go even higher. So you'd buy calls when it goes up through resistance. And then if it goes down through support, if it bounces on support, it should go up. But if it breaks through support, then you think it's going to go even lower. It's going to be bearish. So that's why B is the answer. Because when you get to resistance, it's going to bounce down. But if it breaks through resistance, you think it's going to keep going back up. That's the way that goes. And that's why that's the answer there. A 3% bond with 20 years to maturity is being issued by a syndicate with a reoffering of 4%. Okay. Now, this is a tricky thing. This is just Kaplan being a bunch of dicks, okay? OID usually means zero coupon, just issued at a discount, but it could happen this way. Since it's being offered in the market, we have to know that it's an original issue, right? So we know it's an offer, so it has to be either A or D, because in the syndicate means primary offering. Remember, if the yields are higher than the coupon, it's a discount. If the yields are lower than the coupon, it's a premium. Remember that. If any of the yields, it doesn't matter a fucking yield, right? So I have questions where I deal with students. I go, oh, the yield is higher than the coupon. They go, well, which one? It doesn't fucking matter. If the yield is higher than the coupon, it is a discount. If the yield is lower than the coupon, it is a premium every single time. Okay, hope that helps. Okay. Okay. Now get back to my ugly ass face. Okay. Again, Bianca, you're in good shape. Emily, I hope that helped. Haley, let's get on it, right? Just keep doing that stuff. Okay. Haley, remember what I said, watch my video to tell you what to do, but watch the videos and then don't stop reading. Remember, my videos are supplement. They're not so much a reading. Okay, so now, where are we, Julian? Okay. Fulcrum fee. So what happens is, this is for the 65 and 66. If you're an investment advisor and you're allowed to charge your customers a performance-based fee, only if they're qualified customers, which qualified clients, which means they have 2.2 net worth or 2.2 million net worth or 1.1 million assets under management with you. If you do that, you can charge them. A fulcrum fee goes along with that. So a fulcrum fee is you have a benchmark index. The more you beat the index, the more you can charge. The less you can, the less you beat the index by, the less you can charge. So that's why it's just called the fulcrum fee. So the whole point is the better you do, the more you can charge. Within reason, the contract states what you can. And the whole point is that the more you beat the index by, the more you can charge. The less you beat it by, the less you can charge. Okay. Okay, don't worry about that stuff. Okay. Now, don't sweat the bank holding stuff that much. It's not that big a deal. Okay. Just remember, banks are exempt. If I remember right, bank holding companies are not exempt on the state level, but they should be exempt on the federal level. That's really it. They're more going to talk about they're much more going to talk about what was I going to say? Let's see, what was I going to say? They are more going to talk about the state stuff, which means they're not exempt. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Stay there. Okay, so let's get to the next question. Okay, sometimes, yeah. So sometimes, so a clone fund, it's probably a pretest question, but a clone fund is when, oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, some of them are fake funds. So like the clone fund is when they create a smaller fund that mirrors a much larger successful fund. Okay. So they're creating a smaller fund based on the same strategy as a bigger fund. That's a clone fund. Okay. A lot of times they do it in variable annuities because it's easier that way. But it really is just it is just a smaller fund to imitate a large one. Now I'm going to hold you to account on this one. Anyone who talks to me, I tell them that you have to read customer accounts before you go in. And I am 100% sure that STC talks about transfer on death. If they don't, I'd be very surprised. So there's individual accounts, there's joint accounts. There's really two kind of accounts that are joint, and then the next. So this is not my internet. This freezing shit is not my internet. It's the must be the software. Okay, so now they've been just so popular. No. So a joint with rights to survivorship fund, okay, is just two or more people own it, and everyone's in 100% ownership of the account. And joint rights of survivorship, I can't speak, means if one person dies, the other people in the fund get all the money. So they're all 100% owners of the account. Joint tenants in common means that two people are partners, or 2, 3, 4 people are partners, but their percentage is spelled out. They all own the account, so they can make orders on everything, but their percentage is spelled out. So if say you and you have a 40%, I have 60% of an account, I die, my 60% drops to my heirs, my estate, my beneficiaries. You don't get it. So the difference between rights of survivorship and tenants in common is the rights of survivorship after the death. If I die on tenants in common, it goes down to my estate. If I die on rights of survivorship, it goes across to the other person. A TOD account is usually an individual account where you set a beneficiary for your account. They don't have control of it. They're not a partner. It's just when you die, it automatically goes to them. So now the one thing, TOD and rights of survivorship avoid probate. Okay? Both of them avoid probate. Now, moving on from this, a transfer on death supersedes a will. So if you write out a will and you say, all my money's going to Mary, but then you have a big account and TOD is to John gets the money, even though the will says Mary gets all my money. So that's what happens. Okay. So anything account wise, people tend to not reread customer accounts because they think they own it. I tell everyone, the day before the test, you need to read customer accounts and for the 6, also communications. Okay. Jordan, you're going to nail it. Just take your time. You got lots of time. Again, everyone feels this is not sticking, but it'll get there. I promise you, it'll come. It's just that sometimes the questions is it's sometimes questions are a little crazy. That the questions on the vendors are a little like make you feel bad. Okay. We got this, Paula. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay, Charlie, we can talk about this. Okay. Emily, I hope I helped you with those questions. Now, weak, semi-strong, and strong. Other people have different ideas on it, but I try to simplify, right? So efficient theory, again, this is for 65 and 66, maybe the 7. Efficient market theory, efficient hypothesis believe that the market is efficient, which means it's properly priced, that the price reflects where it should be. So if it's weak, we believe that all historical prices are built into the market also. Efficient believes that you cannot beat the market because it's efficient. You can't beat it because traders and portfolio managers and active traders believe that the market is inefficient, and then they can find inefficiencies in the market and capture them and do better than the return on the indexes. So the efficient market theory doesn't believe that's a thing. So weak believes that all historical prices are built in, but they do believe that they don't believe in technical, none of them do, but weak form believes that fundamental analysis might work. Okay? They believe fundamental analysis could work. Semi-strong believes that all public knowledge is built into the price. All public knowledge is built into the price, but not inside information or private information. So you could beat the market if you had access to that or could get it quicker. Third, strong believes that all news, public and private, is built into the market. So again, strong believes that all news, public and private, is built into the market so that you can't beat the market. They full on believe that the market is efficient and you just buy and hold random, just buy random shit because that's all that matters. Okay. I'm not going to write you out, but if they're watching this, they're going to reach out to you. Okay. Okay, 60s through 80s. Can you hear the air conditioning? I love it. Okay. 60s through 80s. If it's Kaplan, you're fine. If it's STC, the 80s stuff, you're fine. And whenever you're low on something, just reread the section, watch a video, watch my video, whatever it is. You'll get there. And remember, go over the ones you're getting 60s on and see how many of them are you knew it, but you weren't. It was like you had a mistake. You read it wrong or something like that. Okay. Why again? So why would you not be positive? Your range is passing. You're fine. You're good to go. As long as you're not memorizing answers, you're solid. So Eric, that's a good score. Let's see. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about this before I get into it. If you're going to recommend a spread, you're going to either buy a debit call spread or a credit put spread, okay? Because remember, debit means buy, and I'm not going to do the whole option thing on here because I make you guys buy my membership. But in a spread, if I'm bullish, I want to buy a debit call spread or a credit put spread. Boom, we'll get it. I don't even look at your answers yet. Now, debit means buy. So if I buy, debit call spread. So if I have a debit call spread, debit means buy, so I replace it. So if I buy a call spread, buying a call is bullish. If I do a credit put spread, credit is the same as sell a put spread, sell a put, I'm bullish. So I kind of go with that. So let's see what we got here. So now how do we find the better option? Okay, so if it's different strike prices, if it's a vertical spread, if it's a call, okay, if it's a call, you want to, first of all, if you're bullish, just remember no matter what kind of spread it is, buy the lower strike and you're bullish, okay? That's an easy way to remember. It doesn't matter call or put spread. If you find the lower, if you're just trying to find bullish or bearish, find the lower strike price. If you bought it, you're bullish. If you sold it, you're bearish. That's pretty straightforward, okay? Now, if you can't do it that way and you got to figure out debit or credit, the lower strike call is the dominant and the higher strike put is the dominant, okay? So if you have a call spread, the lower strike is dominant. If you have a put spread, the higher strike is dominant. Okay. So let's go through it. Short of 30 call and long of 50 call. Nope. Since you're short the 30, that's the better option. That's bearish. Short of 40 put and long of 50 put. Ooh, that's bearish because buying the higher means you're selling the lower. But remember, the higher put is a dominant.
So if I bought the 50 put is a dominant and say I bought a put, I'm bearish. Long a 40 call and short a 30 call. Is that what it is, right? I'm assuming that's what it is. So long a 40 call, the 30 call is the dominant. So if you're shorting a 30 call, that means it's a credit spread because that's the dominant. That means it's a credit spread, which is a sell. That means it's bearish. So long a 30 put and short a 40 put. So the higher put is a dominant. Shorting a put is like selling a put. That's a credit put spread. That's bullish. So it has to be D, Eric. Hope that helps a little bit. Paula, you're going to nail it. Awesome. Cindy, hopefully, I hope you're not done. You're not, yeah, my wife thinks I have emphysema, Paula, by the way. Good. Let us know how it goes out, Cindy. Okay. Taking quizzes. Okay. Just taking quizzes. It's all taking quizzes and reading. That's literally it. Weibo, if you want to take watching the videos and reading the capital book and taking tests, that's literally all you can do. Maybe flashcards. Again, the other thing I'm big on is study groups. Find other people in the Facebook group. Remember, I have the Facebook group, FINRA Exam Prep with help from Capital Advantage Tutoring. Hopefully everyone's on there already. Super supportive. They have a couple chats in there where they all talk and they set up study groups. Like, remember, I have those free study Zoom groups that I have on my website that you can use anytime you want. And it's specific to each. I have an SIE one. I have a 6 and 7 one. I have a 65, 66 one. Okay. User not found. I can't see it, but that's awesome. Congrats. 6 SIE down, and then what? The 7 or the 6, and now we're up to the 63. Boom, you're gonna nail it. Remember, get through the book once or twice, like I told my class that I'm working with. Get through the book once or twice, and then start banging out quiz. Banging out quiz. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. 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 Ooh, the old you trying to kind of loop around my one question at a time rule. Okay. So industrial development bonds are this. So this is for the SIE, the 7 and the 6, maybe. And it could be the 65 and 66, but not so sure. Industrial development bonds are like this. So like let's say the Westchester Mall in White Plains. White Plains, New York has a big plot of land, and what they're going to do is they're going to build a mall, or they're going to take a property and they're going to buy it, and then they're going to rent it out to someone. And so what happens is the corporation that rents it out, builds a mall, makes the money off the mall, will pay the town rent, and that will pay the interest on the bond that they take out. It's a revenue bond. And since it's made for profit, it's not really for public good, it might be subject to AMT. And usually the credit rating of the corporation determines the credit rating of the bond because it's based on them paying you. That's the way that goes. Okay. Now, a leverage fund. I assume you're talking about ETFs. So normal ETFs are passively managed. They have a package of goods. I have a whole videos on this. Okay. Where I talk about compare these things. But a leverage fund, a leverage ETF is where normal ETFs move with the market, but a leverage one moves more than the market, right? So you may have a 2x, you may have a 2 times or a 200% ETF. And if it's tracking an index, if the index goes up 10%, we'll go up 20%. But if the index goes down 10%, we're going to go down 20%. So leverage funds and then an inverse ETF just means it goes opposite of the market. It tracks the S&P 500. If it's a regular inverse, if the market goes up 10, it'll go down 10. That's kind of where that is. It's just inverse, okay? So only regular ETFs, regular non-leveraged, non-inverse ETFs are good for long-term investing. They're very tax efficient because they don't really pay dividends. When you sell them, and hopefully you'll sell them after a year or so, and you pay long-term capital gains versus short-term capital gains, okay? That's ETFs are good for long-term investment, but inverse and leverage are not. They're for more day trading. Okay, now on mutual funds, if it wants to be considered a diversified fund, it has to meet the 75-10 rule. 75-5-10 rule. It must have at least 75% of its assets invested in the market. Okay? Okay. 75. You have to have 75% invested in the market. No more than 5% of the fund's assets in any one security. And you can't own more than 10% of the voting stock. Now, the vendors try to trick you with, you can have 30% because it's what's not. You can have more in the the non-75% part. I've never seen a question on that. So remember, to be a diversified fund, you have to have at least 75% invested, no more than 5% of the assets in any one security, and you can't own more than 10% of the company's voting stock. If you do that, then it's considered diversified. Okay. Well, it depends how much, Angie. It depends how much under 70%. Look, if you're reading compound interest bad, then you got to watch videos. You got to listen to podcasts. You got to do all that stuff all over the place. Okay. You have to do other ways. Watch my videos. Watch Kaplan videos. Watch whatever. All these other things you can watch, and do that to build it up. I don't know how to get you past your reading comprehension, but here's the thing: if you're taking it Monday, that's fine. Next Wednesday, it is what it is. Just practice. I think the actual exam, while hard, is not as convoluted as the vendors. So that should be better. Just take your time. Maybe read the answers first and then move up from there. Maybe read the answers first before you read the questions. That might be the best way to go. Okay. Hey, hold on. Whoops. Okay, so Beth, take it on Monday. You have it early. Take a day off and just watch videos, because sometimes people not so much overstudy, but they really go crazy, and then they go, oh my God, I got a 74, and then I got a 73, and then start panicking. Don't press. Take a day off. Maybe take tomorrow off and just read. You're not taking it off, or if you can, actually, you probably could, but take a day off and just from testing and just read or watch videos or listen to podcasts. Something about the test. Do non-testing stuff. See if that helps a little bit. Because sometimes people are so focused on the exams, which I fucking hate, they actually undo their own stuff. Okay. Okay, I think I do it, but I can talk about it. Okay. Okay. So it's not principal, it's principal trading, right? So if you act as a middleman, so like if you go to buy a house, the realtor doesn't own the house. She or he connects you with the seller, right? Or the seller, you're trying to sell your house, they connect you with the buyer. They're not using their own inventory. That's agent, okay? An agent is where they're middleman, they're acting as, they're just finding buyers and sellers for you. And as an agent, remember ABC, agent is acting as a broker, charges a commission. So if you act as an agent, you're a middleman, you act as a broker, you charge a commission. Now, in principle, you're using your inventory. So that's like if you go to buy shares, I own them already as a broker dealer, and I sell them to you at your price plus a markup. Okay. So a principal trade is you come in to give me a buy or sell. I use my own inventory to take the other side. So if you buy stock, I sell it to you out of my inventory, but I do mark it up a little bit because that's my earnings. So, or if you sell stock, I buy it from you, but I lower the price a little bit so you get less and I make money. So that's a markdown. So when a customer buys, they charge a markup. When a customer sells, they charge a markdown. But remember PIDM or PIDM or even PDM. P for principal. If you see these words, if you see the word principal or inventory, know that it means dealer or markup, markdown. Okay. So principal, inventory, dealer, markup, markdown, they all go together. Dealers don't charge commissions. Market makers don't charge. Dealer and then agents don't charge markup, markdown. They can only charge commissions. Now, a market maker is a firm, a broker dealer, that's job it is to maintain a bid and offer at all times during the market day. That's for like over the counter, NASDAQ. There's multiple market makers, hundreds of them sometimes, that keep the market fair. A designated market maker is what they used to call a specialist, and their job is there's one DMM per stock, and their job is to actually buy and sell to maintain a fair and orderly market, which means that if there's a lot of buyers, they actually have to sell to slow it down. If there's a lot of sellers, they have to become a buyer to buy it. So they're kind of sometimes wrong on the market. They make lots of money, so don't ever worry about it. But the point is their job is to maintain a fair and orderly market for a specific stock on the stock exchange. They can have multiple stocks, but there's only one DMM or specialist per security. And they actually get ranked and voted on, if they cause too much volatility, if there's too much volatility in the market, then they have a what was I going to say? If they have too much volatility in the market, they actually get a low rank. Okay. Zoe Woolley, thank you very much. Yeah, 24 days away, that's a ton of time. Lily, read the book. Seriously, if you're still on here, read the book, okay? Just read this. If 24 days, guys, if you just failed the exam, don't sweat it. Just go back, take a day off, and go read the book. So just go read the book cover to cover. Don't take notes, just read, and then start taking quiz. That's literally the best way to do it. Emily, good. Boom. In here, how are you? So again, the clone funds, now we know what they are. No, clone funds absolutely was not in the study material, Yanni, but the other stuff should have been. Okay. Oh, there goes my phone. I'll break it at one point. Okay, so now. Alan, yes. Hold on, let me do it this way. Boom, that's good. I like that. If you do achievable and then you get Kaplan Q Bank as the backup for questions, that's a great thing. 71, Eric, if you're getting 71s in the practice exams, you're in good shape. Okay? You're in good shape. You're really in good shape. Okay. Jane, I'll do this. I have to do it in my head kind of thing because I don't have the Zoom set up and I'm in a different spot. So if you have a, oh, motherfucker. This has to be a Kaplan. Jane, this has to be a Kaplan or a past perfect question because here's the thing. I'll do it, but there's no shot they do it this hard to you on the test. Hold on, let me see if I can. I'm going to have to open up the Zoom for this to do it. God, they fucking suck. They can't make it easy because most places do. They have it. So we have to do this one. Okay, let me get it up. The problem with this is if I get the Zoom up sometimes, it makes I lose my connection. Okay, I didn't lose it this time. Sometimes I do. Okay. Okay, everyone should see my white screen, right? It should be there. Okay. Use this. So we have, again, Jane, they will never fucking do this to you. This is why I love Kaplan as a question bank, but you got to take their shit with a grain of salt. You really do. There's no way anyone's going to get this on the test. Not with other ways, yes, but not this stupid. Okay, where's my mouse? Okay, so now I'll try to make it big so that everyone can see it. So our fund, again, because no other time they just give you the goddamn. Can you feel my anger a little bit? I hate fucking this shit. Okay, 12%, and there's a beta of 1.05. Okay. Okay. Now there's a beta of 1.05. The market, they gave you the market, which is good, so I'm not as mad. Usually they tell you they did this stupid thing where you have to find it. So the market went up 10.85. Now, since they give you the risk-free rate of return, again, they don't do it this hard, okay? So now, what you have to do is you have to do 10.85 minus the risk-free rate of return, okay? Brian Borden, that's awesome. Congrats. Okay, now, he just passed his 6. I don't know if he's on the live, but he commented on one of my videos that popped up. Okay, so now I have to subtract the risk-free rate. Guys, this will be on the 65 or 66, but not this difficult. So now 10.85 minus the risk-free rate of 3.5. So whatever that's going to be. What is? I'm not going to do the math on that shit. Making me mad. Jane, you're going to be the death of me. 10.85 minus 3.5 equals 7.35. So that's our risk adjust. That's what we have to take that out. Then we multiply. Remember, all you're doing, and this is the thing, I have videos on beta alpha. The way I do it is the way you're going to have to do it. And then you take 7.35 times 1.05, because that's the beta. Beta is a multiplier, 7.35 You could get this on the 7, not this hard though. 7.35 times 1.05 equals, what the fuck am I doing here? 7.35 times 1.05 equals 7.71. So then you get the 7.71. And then you add that fucking 3.5 back in, the risk-free rate of return, which is just so stupid. That's why I know they don't do it. Plus 3.5 equals 11.21. So you have 11.21. That's what you're expected to do. And you did 12, right? So you did 0.79 better. That's alpha. See, the amount you did, I'm not, and if you guys ask me to do the math on this again, I'm not going to do it. Watch the video again, okay? So I take the return, the market return. I subtract the risk-free rate. I take that risk-free rate. I multiply it times the beta. I do that. I do the risk-free rate times beta. That gives me the 7.71. Then I have to add that risk-free rate of return back in. This is why it's not going to be on there. And then I compare that to what I actually did. I actually earned 12%. So I did 0.79%, 0.79% better. That's my alpha. And I did do better than expected. That's the answer. And this is my thing on this. This is why I get mad on this, okay? If you are doing algebra, which I kind of just did, you're doing something wrong. That's not the exam. That's why these things, I fucking hate them when they do that. I have an alpha beta video where I talk about it. That's harder than the alpha beta you'll ever have to do. So anyone who saw that and panicked, don't worry about it. You'll never have to do it. Okay. Emily, you're not even staying on? I answer your question, you'll leave. Okay. Okay. Issa, okay, I do the videos in this, but I'm going to tell you right now, I have a whole great video on this. Okay, it's called "Can I Sell Security?" I talk about the differences, but here it is. An exempt security is always exempt security is always going to be exempt. That's like banks, insurance companies, stock exchange, stuff like that. They never have to register. Exempt transactions are for non-exempt securities that would normally have to register, but because of the way you're doing them, you don't have to. Okay, that's what this is. So again, an exempt transaction is it's a security that would normally have to register, but because of the way you're doing it, you don't have to. Again, find in my 66 playlist my Can I Sell Security. It's a video with a chart. It explains all that shit even better. Okay. But again, an exempt security will never register. An exempt transaction is like a loophole. It's still, you only don't have to register because of the way you're doing it. But it is a non-exempt security, which means it has to register. Yanni, you're welcome. Okay. Futures and forwards. Okay, futures and forwards, you might have to know. Futures are like contracts to buy or sell a commodity. I think I have a video on this. So futures and forwards are the contracts to buy or sell a commodity. If you're a farmer or a producer or a miner and you own the commodity, you're afraid it's going to go down. So you will sell a future or a forward. If you are short the future, short the commodity, like you're a consumer, like you're a warehouse, or you make dough or something like that, or you need to buy the commodity, you're going to buy futures because you're afraid the price is going to go up. So again, if you're a producer, like a farmer or a miner or a whatever you want to call it, a lumber, you chop down trees, okay, a lumberjack, you would short futures. If you are buying the products, you would buy futures. But remember, futures are liquid. They trade on an exchange. You can get in and out very easily. Forwards are not. It's like a contract between two people. So if I went out of it, I have to get permission to get out of it. Okay, that works. Now, futures trade a lot. Forwards are not. Literally the same thing in a way. If you own the commodity, you're afraid it's going to drop, you'll sell futures and forwards. If you have to buy the commodity, you're considered short the cash. You'll have to buy futures and forwards. Boom. Okay. Yeah, if you're in the okay, Julian, you're in good shape. Okay, you're in the 7th, which means you have 6 days to go, and you're in the 86 to 78 range. You're good. If you can get in the 80s, that's great. But don't panic if you don't. Okay, do not panic if you don't. Okay, if you get in the mid 70s to high 70s and STC, you're fine. And if you can get the high, if you have Kaplan, anyone, if you're in the high 60s to 70s, you're probably okay. Okay. Bull bear spread. Okay. So bull bear spread. So a bull spread like I just did before on the other one. A bull spread means you're buying the spread and you want it to go up. That's all it means. And it's either a debit call spread or a credit put spread. And a bear spread is either a debit put spread, which means you're buying a put, or a credit call spread. You'll get to it. If it's the first time you heard it, just keep looking it up. Okay. And if you're not sure, I have videos behind my paywall for that stuff. You can go join that. Guys, if any of you want to join the membership, just join. I got options videos. I have another group where we meet every Sunday night. That's a little more expensive. And then we also have the options class, which is more expensive. But the option class we meet every Sunday night. That also gives you all my videos, all the membership classes, and you can join the 7 class right before. So for $49 a month, you get 2 hours each week of lessons, one for the 7 and one for options. Okay. 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 Fly high. I'll get to you. Okay. Okay. So they're bonds. So ladders, barbells, bullets. These are strategies to kind of reduce interest rate risk. So a ladder is you're buying you buy a 5-year bond, a 10-year bond, you buy like a 5-year bond, a 10-year bond, a 15, a 20, a 30, a 40. So this way you're kind of spread out. So if interest rates drop, the longer term bonds will rise faster and they're locking in a higher rate. They'll rise faster than the shorter ones. So they'll offset that. The lower ones will mature and you'll get a lower rate when you reinvest them. But that's fine because the other ones are doing better. They're going to go up in price because prices are going down. If rates are going down, if rates are going up, then the long ones will drop a lot. But the short ones that are going to mature soon are going to mature, and then you're going to reinvest and buy higher rating interest rate bonds, and you'll offset. The whole point of a ladder is to kind of offset everything. Then we have a barbell, which means you buy a bunch of short-term bonds, you buy a bunch of long-term bonds, and not much in the middle. It's literally to do the same thing. It's just another strategy. And a bullet is where you have them all mature around the same date, like you're setting a target. Like right now, you buy a 15-year bond. Next year, you buy a 14. 3 years later, you buy 11. 2 years later, you buy a 9. So they all mature around the same time. You're setting a target date. That's what you do. Okay. Hold on. Okay, that's fine. Look, the 65 is a bitch, right? The 65 is a tough test, okay? The 65, and what a lot of people fall down on is on the investment vehicles. A lot of people get nailed, okay, nailed by the investment vehicles. And because they think, oh, I learned it from the SIE or the 7 or the 6, and then they think they got it. No, investment vehicles kicks I don't even know if that's what happened with you, but that kicks a lot of people's asses. Okay. Trying to catch up. I'm only 20 minutes behind. Okay. Okay, don't worry about it. So Ryan, you got to take the 63. Make sure you read the book. Make sure you read the book and do as many tests as you can. You got to get that learn. You got to get the skill of the test taking down, and make sure that you're finishing at an hour or less, not 30 minutes, but an hour or less, so that you're in good shape. Okay. Oh wait, Jackie, hold on. I know I'm way late. Okay. Boom. You're going to give it, Jackie. Hope you're not on here still, but that's awesome. I'm so happy. You're going to nail this. You're going to nail it. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have a video. I'll try to find the video where I do it. I know I do it somewhere. But understand something. When you're doing leverage ETFs, right? So if you have a 20% ETF, say you're starting at 50, if the 2 times ETF, if the market goes up 10%, you're going to go up 20. So you're going to go up 10 points, 20% of 50. Your new number is 60. This is where everyone screws up. If the market then drops, you're using the percentage from 60, not from 50. So if it goes from 50 to 60, and then the market drops 10% again, you're dropping 20% because it's 2x of 60, which is 12, not 10. So if you have a leverage ETF and the market goes up 10 and down 10, you're going to end up lower than where you started, because remember, you're going down 20 or 10% of that higher number. I'll try to find a video for that somewhere. Okay. Jackie, hope you're not on here getting some sleep. Okay. Okay, so Julie, I'm just saying, so if you're starting the top off, get into it. Remember, the options at first feel bad. If you're not getting them, then join the membership. It's $20. And I have options that'll change your fucking life. They're really good. They're different than everyone else's. If you like the T-charts, do the T-charts, but a lot of people struggle with them, and it's a much quicker way to learn them, and it's very visual and very intuitive. Okay, hope you're Matt McGee, you're gonna nail it. We were supposed to talk at some point. You got this, my man. Okay, minimum equity, Audra, minimum maintenance on a long, what did I do the 30% for? Minimum equity on a long account is 25%. Minimum on a short account is 30%. I don't know where that was. Dave, hey, how are you? I don't know. I don't know where the 30%. I don't bring it up again. Okay. Ryan. So yeah, agents can only share commissions if they work for the same broker dealer or an affiliated broker dealer, and they get permission from their customer. That's the only time they can share. It cannot be unaffiliated broker dealers. Okay. Matt, I don't know what to do on that one, because you gotta take it easy, slow down. A lot of times what happens is you're reading too fast. Also remember that you got to keep rereading to pick. You don't want to lose out on the facts because you didn't read. So make sure you read the stuff. That's going to help you a lot. Okay. I'm telling you, exactly. People, if you're high 60s on Kaplan, you know enough to pass. Okay. Asking for a friend. Okay. Here's the thing. I know you're kind of lazy. You should study tomorrow. If you're taking the test, I just did the video on this, right? So have your buddy watch the beginning of the video, my live. But if you're taking the test, you don't take tests the day before, but you do study, but not heavy. You're done at like dinner time. No cramming that shit. Okay. Boom, Ryan, go get this thing. I wish I was still on here. Okay. Yes, Facebook user. Make sure you go over investment risks again. That's right. So yeah, either way, Dave, no matter what, don't study. You study the day before, but no testing. Okay. Investment risks and what the register rep should and shouldn't do. That's going to be big on this test. Investment risks and what the register rep shouldn't do. Okay. Okay, I don't know if you're still here, but there's a join button. There's a button that says join right on the bottom. You just hit that. Okay, hold on one second. I want to do something else. There's a join, and then you just pick the one. Okay. Okay. Where are you? Mitchell. The CMO, here's what you need to know about CMOs. Mitchell, that's for you, okay? Mitchell, that's for you. That's the CMO tranches and stuff like that, okay? Oh, wait, Curtis. I'm so late on this, but awesome. Congratulations. Boom. High five, baby. Give you a high five. That's awesome. See, I'm a little down today, and not because I'm depressed. I was teaching I have an analyst class in the city. First time I'm in the city in a while. I mean, I come in, but not for work, commuting and all that shit, since I had to catch like the 6 o'clock train. Okay. And anyway, tranches are just, you'll see, I talk about them in the A tranche, B tranche, and stuff like that. Mitchell, just make sure you watch that video. Okay. Yeah, no, Matt, you're not wrong. Kaplan questions are definitely harder than SDC, and sometimes they're even harder than the exam because they're very convoluted. But again, if you're scoring high 60s, high 70s, high 80s on the Kaplan, you'll not have a problem on the test. Okay. Yeah, I do. So I do the 99. It's amazing how much overlap the SIE and the 99 have. Okay. So there's a couple things extra, but the 99 and the SAC have like the 99 and the SIE have about 80% overlap. So that's a lot of the stuff I cover, and that'll help you too. But if you have questions on the 99, I'm happy to help you on here. But I don't do videos specifically for that. Maybe one day I will when I get to it. I mean, I'm so busy teaching, it's hard to put videos out. My favorite thing is doing videos. It's just hard to find time. Daniel, no, you're the GOAT, not me. Oh, yeah, Audrey. No, that's the 30%. Don't worry about the 30%. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'll get you. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. I do think my options make it easier. I joke around that I had the one guy started crying in the office because it was so easy. Because he spent 2 months studying all the T-charts and everything, just wouldn't click. And he did this. He had him owning it in 45 minutes. Okay. We, meaning the royal we, meaning me. Okay. And him and I did it together. So now, yeah, so Audrey, there's no 30%. But Kaplan, I think, and SEC like to do this thing that if 75% invested, 5%, no more than 5% and 10%, those rules apply to the 75% invested. They're saying the other 25 is not subject to the rules. Fuck that. The test isn't doing that. That's just Kaplan and STC trying to be a bunch of dicks. So don't worry about the 30%. Eric, yeah, get some good night. Good night, kiddo. Natalia, how are you? No, you saved your career. I just helped you a little bit. Remember that. You may have done it. Boom. Okay. I may have helped you a little bit, but you definitely did it yourself. And because remember, I tell everyone, look, I love the accolades. I love to, I'll tell you a story in a second. Okay. Passed the 6 yesterday. Thanks. Rafi, that's awesome. I love it, love it, love it. Natalie, I'm so happy for you. Rafi, you're good. All I ask you guys, share my shit, okay? Just share my shit out. If you like what I'm doing, share it. But what's very funny, okay, what happened the other day is, Dave, I appreciate you. Okay. Boom. Rafi, that's awesome. I'm so glad that my videos helped you out. That's awesome. I'm so happy for that. But as I say to everyone, I'm just a supplement. You did the work. All I did was help you. I'll give you a kick in the butt a little bit. Okay. I have videos for the 63. And what I do is if you do the 65 membership, the $25 a month, it's series 65, 63, 66. No one, if you came in there with regs questions, no one would ever care because they're happy. Because remember, anything on the 63 could be on the 65 or 66. So anything on that you come in there with that, totally fine. Even you might have some stuff that you don't care about, like as far as investing and stuff like that. But if you have to take the 65 later, it'll prepare you. Okay. And okay, so my story is, so I'm sitting up at the firm that I'm sitting in. I cut them off early because the 63, they hired me for 3 days for it. We're just doing questions. It's really a one-day thing. So I'm sitting up at 3 o'clock, and a guy texts me, he goes, do you know any tutors? I said, not me because I'm too expensive. So I give him the name of Michael Weiss and then, somebody else. And I go downstairs. I'm heading to my daughter's apartment to hang out before I have to teach a little bit yesterday. And I'm standing at Park Ave in 54th. I mean, literally just texted this person. I'd never met him before. And he goes, are you Ken? And I go, yeah, Kenneth. And I'm like looking at him weird. And he goes, I can't. He just showed me the text. It's literally the person I was just texting and gave him the name of the tutors. I mean, I never met the person before, ever in my life. Remy, if you're on here, that was the freakiest goddamn thing I've ever seen in my life. It happens once in a while where all of a sudden somebody will recognize me or something like that, where I see somebody in a weird place. But literally, if I had walked out a minute early, a minute later, I never would have seen him. And we just talked for 10 minutes on the way to my daughter's apartment. Unfucking believable. So very strange. It's a weird how small everything is. Okay, guys, I think I finally caught up. That's awesome. Mitchell, everyone who's watched CMOs, make sure you click that link. Guys, I love doing this. I have to head home because I have to catch a train. I'm going to miss my 9:50 train. Probably going to catch a 10:13 train. Hopefully it's not canceled. The problem with the 10:13 train out of Penn is usually that's when concerts end. So all of a sudden, boom, I think Beyonce's. I don't know if she's at the Meadowlands. I hope she's not at the Garden, Madison Square Garden. If not, I'm going to be on a train with a bunch of Beyonce fans. Okay, it's fine. They're not violent. It's just a lot of fucking people, a lot of perfume and shit. Thank you for coming on here. I love this. This is my favorite time of day. Don't forget to check out Brandon Rith. Go, everyone, right now. Go check. We off here. Go check out Basic Wisdom, Brandon Rith. Go check out Susie Susie Rhodes at Past Masters. And don't forget my Facebook group, the FINRA exam prep with help from Capital Advantage Tutoring. That's a really good, strong group. We're super supportive. Like last time I looked at a chat, there were 600 or 700 active people in that chat, which is unbelievable. Super supportive. They're always joining study groups, helping each other out. There's actually like a guy, Miles, and you got Amy, and you got Carol, and you got Tracy, and you got, there's a couple, and Rachel and Taylor. All these people are on there helping people out. They're still calling, they're going on in there. They're coming back on and taking time out of the day to give people advice and stuff like that on what to do. It's super supportive. I love it. If you're not on there, you should join in. It's goddamn free. Okay. Also, guys, here's what I tell everyone. It always works out. If you're in the week before the test, don't go on Reddit. Before that, fine, but don't go on Reddit the week before, because you're going to hear shit's going to scare the shit out of you and you're going to lose confidence. You probably should stay off social media. Don't forget to check out I think I changed it, Series 7 Whisper on TikTok. I got Series 7 Whisper on Instagram. And this at some point is going to change to Series 7 Whisper too. It's still my company, Capital Advantage Tutoring, but I'm changing it to Series 7 Whisper because the Capital Advantage is going on to do other things at the same time. I'm creating like a holding company to have 4 other things going on. Okay, everyone, I love talking to you guys. Go enjoy. It's not the weekend yet. It's Tuesday night. Go enjoy the nice weather. If it's California, it's still nice out. Stay away from the smoke. You all be good. Wash your hands, and I will see you in 2 days. Remember, don't forget Thursday. I will see. And if you guys have questions, bring them in here, and we'll answer them. Y'all, hold on. Make sure anybody's. I have a souped up 6. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Souped up 6. I have a Series 63 playlist. I literally just put out a 63 video an hour and a half ago, maybe 3 hours ago. Go find my Series 63 playlist. It'll help you, I promise. And I have a whole Series 63 quick and dirty. That's going to help you a lot. Everyone says that's dead on. It helps with the test. Go find the Series 63 quick and dirty. I promise you it'll help. Go find my playlist. Okay? Boom. Okay? No, I'm not sick. Oh, I say that. I appreciate it. I so much appreciate it. This is stupid allergies. My wife swears she's going to. That's why she didn't mind me being here, because I'm coughing on the way. See, now I start coughing. Could be psychosomatic. Everyone? No. Fine, Soup. Don't worry. Don't sweat it. I always forget to look at the end. But go check out my playlist and we're going to get it. Okay, y'all, have a good night. Wash your hands, and I will see you.